Welcome back to this part one, where we are going to talk about being confident while delivering your speech. Now, we can begin this without truly and deeply stressing the importance of preparedness. And believing the issue of preparedness cannot be stressed enough. Therefore, you should be considerate when you encounter preparedness against something else that we're going to talk about in the upcoming audios. And the reason why we have to emphasize so much on preparedness is because that is what helps you build the confidence. Look closely at nature, and you'll see the importance and need of preparedness before taking action. When a seed is planted into the soil, it first sprouts root. The roots reach down into the soil in order to anchor the young plant and as well reach into infinite sources of food and water from where the plant is to draw nourishment for the entire length of its existence. By the time the shoot is noticeable on the surface of the soil and the seed leaves are visible, the root will have long gotten a firm hold in the soil to support the young plant against wind and pressure, and as well as reach a supply of nutrients and water. Of course, if this were not so, the young plant without a firm root would not survive the first gust of wind that greets its shoot. And secondly, it will wither and die from lack of food and water from underground sources. This is one of many examples that can be cited from nature on the importance to be prepared before taking action. An engineer who constructs buildings can also tell you more about preparedness. Hence, you should be prepared before going to stand before an audience eager to hear what you have to say. Besides, being prepared, you must be knowledgeable about the topic you wish to speak about. It is best advised to stick to an area of expertise which you are versed in. It is not only to make sure that your information is authentic and your credibility is well established, but then staying within your area of knowledge and expertise is the basis of confidence while speaking to an audience. Bear in mind that people won't want to spend time and money to come and see you give them unverified information or watch you fail on a speaking stage. You wouldn't do the same for any such speaker either. It is also important that you get in the habit of priming yourself right before any speaking session. Many people have their own different ways of doing that. For some, they jog or do some other active form of vigorous exercises. There are others who meditate or do some yoga before any public speaking session. Well, I'm not recommending any of these for you, but it is best you find out what works best so that you can stick to that. The goal is to get yourself in the best frame of mind for your speaking session on the stage. Some people will call it to get yourself in your best state. It is also very important and highly recommended that you develop a fearless state of mind. I'm aware that this might sound offhand, like a doctor telling a patient to get well. However, it is not so. The only secret to developing a fearless state of mind with regards to speaking before an audience is practice. Practice, practice, practice. There is to be found no other shortcut. You have to practice on and on and on. And then, like a soldier who has trained his mind and body through a particular set of exercise, done repeatedly over many days, you will be ready for your mission. We're back in Togo. This boy will walk 7 kilometers to school every morning. After school, he will walk back home in the heat of the tropical afternoon sun. On getting home, he will eat what little lunch his mother had left for him, and then he will head to the market to help in her stall where she sold dried fish, selling fish to the customers and convincing them that he had the best fish for the customers already prepared this boy for basic lessons of public speaking. He had to be confident and knowledgeable about his mother's words to be able to relate with the customers that it was okay for them to part with their money in exchange for the fishes he sold to them. With practice, this boy got better at selling, and his experiences came in very handy in the years that were to follow. So this story reflects the chapter that I have just shared with you. It basically reflects, again, emphasize on the importance of preparedness. So in the case of this boy, he has started communicating to a bunch of people from a very young age. So that gave him a good foundation already to stand in front of a crowd and speak. So it is very important that you prepare yourself. Prepare, and practice and practice and practice. The more you practice, the more flawless you sound. The more flawless you sound, the more confident you gain. The more confident you gain, the more greatly you can communicate.